Good evening, children.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, children. Good evening. Please get your NCERT maths textbook for the questions. Kindly go and fetch your NCERT maths textbook for the exercise questions from the chapter volumes and surface area. Next class, I'll keep the questions ready on my screen. I couldn't prepare them for this class. Next class, you can see the questions on the screen. For this class, please help yourself with your textbook. And now I'm reading the question from the textbook. Exercise 13.1, question number 1. A plastic box. So we don't know, the plastic box can be cylindrical, it can be cubical, cuboidal. So it depends. It depends on the dimensions given. So let's read the dimensions given. Supposing the radius and height is given, it could be cylindrical. It could be conical also. We'll see. So from the dimensions given, you can find out or you can judge the solid it is. A plastic box 1.5 meters long. So the length you can see here, the length is 1.5 meters. 1.25 meters wide. So see the breadth is 1.25 meters. And 65 centimeters deep. 65 centimeters, that is the depth or the height of the box. The depth or the height of the box is 65 centimeters. Since we have the other two dimensions, the length and breadth in meters, we'll convert 65 centimeters also to meters. The thing is, you must have everything in the same unit, the length, breadth, and height in the same unit. It can be all in centimeters or all in meters. Anyways, since we have 1.5 in meters to 1.25 in meters, we'll also convert 65 centimeters to meters. But as I told you, the dimensions, all the dimensions can either be in centimeters or in meters. Maintain this uniform unit. Okay, so from the dimensions given length, breadth, and height, we understand that the box is cuboidal. Cuboidal, not cubical, because the length, breadth, and height are all different. So it's not a cubical box, but a cuboidal box. It's opened at the top. It is opened at the top. So that means there is no material on the top. It's open. The box has 4 walls. The box has 4 walls, the 4 side faces. The box has the 4 side faces. And of course, it's a box. It cannot be open at both the ends. It has to be covered at one end, at least one end. All right. So the bottom is covered. The top is open. They have not mentioned anything about the bottom. But since it's a box, it's understood that the bottom or the base has to be covered. Otherwise, it cannot hold anything. If it is open at both the ends, it cannot hold anything. It's a box. So the base or the bottom has to be covered. So the material, it's a plastic box. It's a plastic box. So plastic is the material used to build the 4 side faces and the bottom face. The top is open. There is no material used on the top. Don't read the answer which you see on the screen, children. Please follow what I am saying. It's a box, so at least the bottom has to be covered. It's not mentioned that the bottom is covered, but we understand it's a box, so the bottom has to be covered. What about the top? It's given that the top is open. Okay, the top may be closed, may be open, it will be mentioned to you. If it's given it's a solid box meaning the top is closed. Solid box, the top is also closed. Okay, so now, so we know that the box, it's a box with the 4 walls. We have the 4 side faces and the bottom face. The top face is missing because it's an open box. So where all is this material plastic used? What is given further? Ignoring the thickness of the plastic. So ignore the thickness of the plastic. Determine the area of the sheet, that is a plastic sheet, okay, required for making the box. So you need to find the area of the sheet, the area of plastic sheet required to make the box. So area, this material plastic is used for, will be used to build the four, that is the front, back, and the two side faces, left, right, front and back, the curved surface area. This plastic must be used to construct the four walls of the box. The left and right side faces and the front and back faces. So the four walls and the bottom has to be covered with plastic. The top is open. So clearly it is the curved surface area. Okay, so clearly it's the curved surface area of the box plus the area of the base. So these are the surfaces where the plastic has to be used. And we've seen the formula to find the CSA of a cuboid. It is 2h into L plus B. And the area of the base is a rectangle. L into B is the area. Now we have the values of L, B, and H. So use the values here. Apply the values here in the formula. And you just have to calculate. So 2 into 0.65 is 1.3. 1.5 into 1.25 is 2.75. So see here, 2h into L plus B. See, you'll have to calculate this. Be very careful while calculating. It's 2h into L plus B. So 2h into L plus B must be calculated. 2h into L. See, this is 2. This is h. This is L plus B. This is one thing. 2h into L plus B must be calculated separately. 2h into L plus B plus LB. So the product here, LB, the product is 1.875. This 2h into L plus B. 2h, 2 into 0.65 is 1.3. L plus B, 1.5 plus 1.25 is 2.75. 2h into, you'll have to multiply 2 into h into L plus B. So 1.3 into 2.75 is this one, 3.575 plus this product of LB, 1.875, which is 5.45 meters squared. So the area of the sheet required is it's not only the curved surface area, it's not only the total surface area. The area of plastic used is not the CSA or the TSA. It is the CSA plus the area of the base. Or you can also find the TSA and subtract the area of the top. You can also find the TSA. When you find the TSA, you're also including the area of the top, which is not here. So you can also find the total surface area of the box and subtract the area of the top. You can do CSA plus the area of the base or the total surface area, that is find the area of all the 6 faces, including the top face, all the 6 faces, and from that take away the area of the top. So you will get the area of the 5 faces. Now, why is the area of the base L into B? Base, you understand. Base. No, I'm not very good at drawing. I'll just try my best. So area of the bottom. This is the bottom. This is the bottom. Area of this bottom face will be L into B. Area of the bottom face. Area of the side face will be breadth into height. Area of this side face. I'm just telling you, see the area of the side face. The area of this side face is not L into B. It's B. This is B. B into H. The area of this side face is also breadth B into H. B into H. The area of the side face. The area of this side face, it's not a rectangle, children. It's it's not a triangle, it's a rectangle. The area of this side face is also B into H, this base into height. The area of the front face, the area of this front face, the area of this front face and the back face. The area of the front face and the back face will be L into H. The area of the back face also it's L into H. The area of the top and bottom face is L into B. Top also L into B. So it's not area of the base, area of any rectangle, the area of, there are 6 rectangles here. Area of all the rectangles is not L into B. It depends. It can be L into B, it can be B into H, it can be L into H. Opposite faces will have the same area. So there are 2 side faces. So the 2 side faces, the left face and the right face. The left and right faces will have the same area. The top and bottom faces will have the same area. The front and back faces will have the same area. What is the area of the top and bottom face? What's the formula you will use to find the area of the top face? What's the formula to be used to find the area of the top face or the bottom face? The top and bottom face will have the same area.
L into B.
L into B. Top and bottom face, L into B. What about the left and right faces? The side faces?
Breadth into height.
Breadth into height. Breadth into height. And what about the front and back face? The front face and the back face.
Length into breadth, ma'am.
Okay, this is the front face. Let me just show you the front face. This is the front face. This is the front face. This is L. This is L. This is B. This one is H.
Sorry, ma'am. L into H.
L into H. Somebody else, please try. No, tell me the Kanishka answered this. Now, somebody else, please tell me what is the we know that 2 opposite faces will have the same area. What will be the area of the 2 side faces, the left and the right side faces? One of you kindly volunteer to answer. What will be the area of the 2 side faces, the left and right face?
B, breadth into height.
Breadth into height. Tell me all the areas, Shreyas. The left and right face, you said breadth into height. Very good. Then?
Ma'am, front and back, it's length into height, ma'am.
Very good. And then one more?
Top and bottom, breadth into length, L into B.
L into B. Very good. L into B. All right. So that's what it is. So area of the sheet required is equal to CSA. CSA of the box, the curved surface area. Curved surface area is the curved surface area is the area not including the top and bottom, the 4 walls alone. Curved surface area plus the area of the base. Be careful while calculating, children. 2h into L plus B must be calculated. Don't add these two now. Don't add these two. No. 2h into L plus B. This is 2h into L plus B. This bracket should be simplified. Then this result and this result should be added up. Because it's clear here. This answer 2h into L plus B. Whatever you get for this and whatever you get here L plus B, you should find the sum of these two. And that is 5.45. The next question is the cost of sheet for it if the sheet measuring 1 meter square costs rupees 20. So 1 meter square 20 rupees, 2 meter square 40 rupees, 3 meter square 60 rupees, 4 meter square 80 rupees. So like that 5.45 meter square will be 5.45 into 20. 1 meter square, you can see it below. 1 meter square costs 20 rupees. So 5.45 meter square would cost 5.45 into 20, which is 109 rupees. Any questions here?
No, ma'am.
All right.
No, ma'am.
All right, fine. Let's see the second one. The second question reads like this. The length, breadth, and height of a room. Length, breadth, height of a room. So cuboidal room, because you can see the length is 5 meters, breadth is 4 meters, and the height is 3 meters. Find the cost of whitewashing the walls of the room and the ceiling. So what is not whitewashed here? Walls are whitewashed, ceiling, all the
base.
What is the base called in a room?
Tiles, ma'am.
The floor, correct. The floor. The floor nowadays is normally tiled up. So you don't have to paint the tiles. The floor is not painted. The 4 walls have to be painted and the ceiling has to be painted. It's mentioned there. Find the cost of whitewashing the walls of the room. So 4 walls of the room and the ceiling. So you should find the cost of whitewashing the 4 walls and the ceiling. If it is only 4 walls, find the area of only 4 walls. 4 walls and ceiling. So we'll find the area of the 4 walls and the ceiling at the rate of rupees 7.5 per meter square. So see, if you have to find, it's given 1 meter square to whitewash. I hope you're looking into the question in your textbook. To whitewash 1 meter square. To whitewash an area of 1 meter square. 1 meter square is an area, a square of side 1 meter by 1 meter. 1 meter by 1 meter is 1 meter square. Or a square of side 1 meters. 1 meter by 1 meter. Area is 1 meter square. To paint up that area, you have to spend 7 rupees 50 paise. Imagine 1 meter by 1 meter. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So that 100 centimeter by 100 centimeter, you can imagine that on a scale you have 15 or 30 centimeters. So 30 centimeter scale 3 times, almost 3, a little more than 3. So that is 100 centimeters by 100 centimeters. So that area, to paint up that area, you have to spend 7 rupees 50 paise. So it's like the fruit seller tells you. It's like the fruit seller tells you that 1 kilogram of apples cost 100 rupees. Now you have to decide how much you want to buy. You cannot ask him how much should I pay you. You should decide how much you want to buy. He's told you the rate. The cost depends on how much you want to buy. So the fruit seller will only tell you the rate. 1 kilogram of apples. 1 kilogram of apples costs rupees 100. That's all he can tell you. If you ask him, okay, fine, how much should I pay you? He'll say, see, it depends on how much you want to buy. You want to buy 2 kgs, then you have to pay me 200 rupees. You want to buy 3 kgs, then 300 rupees. So this painter, he says to paint up or to whitewash an area of 1 meter square, 1 meter square, 1 meter by 1 meter, that square, which has a length square, all the sides are equal. I'm just telling you so that you understand, you can visualize. So a square, we know the length and breadth. In fact, all the sides are equal. So 1 meter by 1 meter, that square has an area of 1 meter square. To paint up that portion, that patch on the wall, you have to spend 7 rupees 50 paise. So he's told you the rate. So how much How much you have to spend depends on how much area you have to paint. So how much, so to find the cost, you'll have to find the area. It's like to pay the fruit seller, you should decide how many kilograms of apples you need. Similarly, how much will you, so what will be my expenditure on whitewashing? If you just think, what will be my cost of whitewashing? So you cannot just come up with some abrupt value. Okay, maybe this or maybe that. You have to find the area. You have to find the area that is to be whitewashed. So what are the surfaces to be whitewashed? The 4 walls and the ceiling. So you can see the formula here. The cost of whitewashing the 4 walls and the ceiling will be area into rate. I'm sure it's easy to understand. Area into rate, because 1 meter is 7 rupees 50 paise. So 50 meters, 1 meter square. 1 meter square is 7 rupees 50 paise. So if the area of the 4 walls and the ceiling of the room is 100 meters square, then you'll have to spend 100 into 7.5. 100 into 7.5. So the area to be whitewashed into the rate will give you the cost. The area to be whitewashed into the rate will give you the cost. So what is the area, the total area to be whitewashed? The same thing, area of 4 walls is 2h into L plus B, similar to the earlier one. 2h into L plus B. And this is the area of the ceiling. This is the area of the 4 walls, 2h into L plus B. This is the area of the 4 walls. This is the area of the ceiling. Together, 74 meters square is the area. This area has to be painted. 1 meter square is 7.5 rupees. So 74 meters square will be 74 into 7.5, which is 555 rupees. So in both these questions, of the 6 surfaces, one is not included, because in the plastic box, the top was open. So it's the area of the 4 walls and the area of the bottom. In the case of a room, the floor is not painted or whitewashed. It's the 4 walls and the ceiling. So whatever is to be whitewashed, only that area you have to find. You cannot use the formula to find the total surface area of the room, because all the 6 surfaces are not whitewashed, only 5. So 4 plus 1. 4 walls, that formula, plus 1 more, that formula, add both. All right. I'll just give you some time to go through the third answer. Please read the question for yourself from the textbook and go through the third answer. We'll discuss. All right. So when you cross multiply this, you can see a formula here. When you just cross multiply this, you will understand what it is. Area of 4 walls. Whatever is the area of 4 walls, when you multiply that by the rate, I'm cross multiplying to understand the formula better. Area of 4 walls into the rate of, see, rate is for 1 square unit. Like now when the fruit sellers in our earlier example says 1 kilogram of apples cost ₹100, he's telling you the rate. But your cost will depend on how much you are buying. The terms rate and cost are used interchangeably. They're not used in their strict meanings. But this is the difference between them. Rate is for one unit or for 1 square unit or 1 cubic unit. Rate is for 1 unit or 1 square unit or for 1 cubic unit. While the cost depends on how much you are buying in the case of apples, and how much you are painting in the case of painting the walls and the ceiling of your room. We'll come to volume later. When you cross multiply, the rate into the area of 4 walls will be the total cost of painting. See, how will you judge before you, supposing you'll have to give a painting contract to a person, how will you estimate your expenditure? So the cost of painting the 4 walls will be whatever rate he's given you, the painter, whatever rate he's mentioned for painting 1 square unit into the area of 4 walls. If you're painting only the 4 walls. So in this question, only the 4 walls are painted. You should be very careful when you read the question. Only the 4 walls are painted. The ceiling is not mentioned there. So please listen. Whatever is the area of 4 walls into the rate will be your total cost of painting the 4 walls. That's exactly this formula. Cost by rate will be the area. Cost by rate will be the area. Cross multiply and understand. See here, area of 4 walls into the rate is equal to the total cost. See now. What am I saying? Let me explain better. Now see here, when you have now, for example, we say area is equal to, not area, let me say something else. Okay, speed is equal to distance by time. You know that speed is equal to distance by time. Now, don't you write time is equal to distance by speed? And don't you write distance is equal to speed into time? Similarly, I've written this straight away. That is, whatever is the area of the 4 walls into the rate will be the total cost. This we know will be the total cost. Whatever is the area of the 4 walls, into the rate of painting, will give us the total cost. So from this, what I've done, so area is equal to, area of the 4 walls is equal to whatever is this cost divided by this rate. I've just brought this for division here. Area is equal to C by R. I've just brought this down for division to the other side. Area is equal to C by R. Area of the 4 walls is equal to cost of painting the 4 walls by the rate of painting for 1 square unit. So you have spent 15,000 rupees to paint the 4 walls. You have spent 15,000 rupees to paint the 4 walls. And the rate is, the rate for 1 square unit or for 1 meter square is 10 rupees. So that means you have painted 1,500 meters square. That is the area of 4 walls is 1,500 meters square. You can verify this. The area is 1,500 meters square and the rate is 10 rupees. So that's why you incurred an expenditure of 15,000 rupees. Area is equal to cost by rate. If you're not, even after practicing, if you're not comfortable with that, you can write this straight away. Area into rate is equal to total cost, and substitute is equal to total cost. So area is what we have to find. Area into rate. Rate is 10 rupees is equal to the total cost of 15,000 is equal to the total cost of 15,000. 1, 5, 1, 2, 3. Therefore, area is equal to, that is area of 4 walls, is equal to 15,000. 15,000 divided by 10. Now we will wonder how do you know it is only the area of 4 walls? Why not including the ceiling? The cost is given only for painting the 4 walls. So the area will be the area of the 4 walls. The cost is given. See, if you can go back to the question. The third one, if the cost of painting the 4 walls, if the cost of painting the 4 walls only, so you will get the area of 4 walls. If the cost was given for painting the 4 walls and the ceiling, then you will get the area of the 4 walls and the ceiling. For whatever you have expended, for whatever you have incurred the expenditure, that corresponding area you will get. If the cost is for painting the walls and the ceiling, you will get the area of, then that 1,500 will be the area of the 4 walls and the ceiling. But here the cost is given only for painting the 4 walls. So you will get the area of the 4 walls, which is 1,500 meters square. You can see that. That's the first part. So we found the area of 4 walls. And area of 4 walls is nothing but the CSA of the room, if you remember. Area of 4 walls is nothing but the CSA. So area is CSA. Area of 4 walls is nothing but the curved surface area of a cuboidal, of a cuboid. So here it's a cuboidal room. The curved surface area is perimeter into height. We have seen in the formula, curved surface area can be expressed as perimeter into height. Curved surface area is perimeter into height. Area of 4 walls is equal to perimeter into height. So perimeter into height is equal to 1,500. What is 1,500? The curved surface area. And how do you find the curved surface area? Perimeter into height. Perimeter into height is equal to CSA. CSA is 1,500 because area of 4 walls is CSA. Perimeter is given 250. Into height, we don't know, is 1,500. Everything should be in the same unit. That is, area is in meters square and perimeter should be in meters. Perimeter should be in meters. The unit should be the same. Perimeter cannot be in meter square. Perimeter in meters and area in meter square. So you'll get the height of the room in meters. You'll get the height of the room in meters. This is the curved surface area. 1,500 meters square is the curved surface area. CSA is expressed as perimeter. Perimeter into height. Perimeter of the cross section into height. The cross section is a rectangle and it's given, the perimeter is given to you there, 250 meters. So 250 into height is equal to 1,500. So height is equal to 1,500 by 250, which is 6. So if you're not, you should learn it like this. In case you're not comfortable, you can directly substitute in this formula. This is the CSA. 2H into L plus B is equal to 1,500. Is equal to 1,500. So now 2 into L plus B is nothing but perimeter. And that is given to be 250. 250 into H. Into H is equal to 1,500. Yeah, how do we get perimeter? This is what it is. 2 into L plus B is perimeter. 2 into L plus B is perimeter. That's what it is here, perimeter. Into height. Into height. Let's see it again. We are given the cost. We are given the cost of painting the 4 walls and the rate of painting. When you divide the total cost by the rate, you will get some area. Which area you will get, what area you will get, whatever, for whatever you've incurred the expenditure. Your expenditure is for painting the 4 walls, so you will get the area of 4 walls. That is one part of the answer. That's one part of the answer. Next, perimeter into height is equal to CSA. Perimeter of the cross section into height is equal to CSA. So perimeter, that's what I've written here. Perimeter into height is equal to CSA, which is 4 walls. Area of 4 walls is CSA, 1500. Perimeter is given directly 250 into height is equal to 1500. So height is equal to 1500 by 250, which is 6 or 6 meters. I told you that 1500 is in meters square, and this should not be in centimeters. This also should be in meters. So the height of the wall is 6 meters. This is the formula to find the CSA, 2h into L plus B. 2h into L plus B. So 2h into L plus B is equal to CSA. Is equal to CSA. So 2 into L plus B is nothing but perimeter, which is 250. Into H is equal to CSA. CSA, which is area of 4 walls, 1500. So that's about the third one. I'm reading the question now. The floor of a rectangular hall, the floor, the cross section, the floor of a rectangular hall, the cross section of the rectangular hall has a perimeter of 250 meters. So the perimeter of the cross section is, because why cross section? Floor, cross section. The floor of a rectangular hall has a perimeter of 250 meters. That is a cross section of the rectangular hall has a perimeter of 250 meters. If the cost of painting the 4 walls, the cost of painting the 4 walls is given at the rate of rupees 10 per meter square. So for 1 meter square, 10 rupees. So for how many meters square, it is 15,000. That's what it is. For 1 meter square, it is 10 rupees. Then for how many meters square you have spent 15,000 rupees? That's what we calculate first here. So given this information, you need to find the height of the hall. So using the cost and rate, first find the area of the 4 walls. Then perimeter of the cross section into height is the CSA. Using that, find the height of the hall. In question number 4, the paint in a certain container, is sufficient to paint an area equal to 9.375 meters square. So the quantity we don't know. How much paint is there in that container? That we don't know. But using that paint, we can paint a total area equal to 9.375 meters square. How much paint is there? That we don't know. We don't know the volume of paint, whether there is 1 liter, 2 liters, 3 liters of paint. We don't know the volume of the paint. But all that we know is using that volume of paint, you can paint up an area equal to 9.375 meters square. So much area you can paint. How many bricks of dimensions? So there are some bricks here. How many bricks of the dimensions given there can be painted out of this container? Whenever you have to find a number, when you have to find the number of bricks, it will always be area by area or volume by volume. Remember that. Whenever we have to find a number, it will be area, some area by area. What area? I'll tell you. It will be area by area. Or whenever you have to find a number, it will be volume by volume. Volume by volume. All right. So here we have to find the number of bricks. The number of bricks. So now what you have to do, the task is there are many bricks. You have to find how many bricks can be painted using this paint, using the paint in this container. So where will you paint the brick? All over. You will paint the brick all over. You can lift the brick and you can see it has 6 surfaces. You have to paint up the brick all over, all the 6 surfaces. That means you will be painting up its total surface area. Total, all the 6 faces of the brick you will paint. That means you will paint the total surface area of the brick, which is given by the formula 2 of LB plus BH plus LH. That is for one brick. So the number of bricks will be the total area that can be painted, area by area I told you. The total area that can be painted by the area of one brick. It's very simple, you know. I can give you another example to explain this. Supposing you have paint which can paint a total area of 100 meters square. You have some paint in a container which can paint up an area of 100 meters square. Now you have some objects and the total surface area of each object is 4 meters square. You have many identical objects. You have many identical objects. Each object has a total area. Total all over the area is 4 meters square. Now, how much paint you have? You have paint sufficient to paint an area of 100 meters square. And you have many identical objects, each of which has a total surface area of 4 meters square. Now tell me, how many such objects can you paint using 100 meters square? Each one will take up paint equal to 4 meters square. And that paint can totally paint up 100 meters square. So how many objects can be painted?
Can you read?
Sorry? 25. I heard another answer. Okay, so 25, because to paint up one object, 4 meters square of paint will be used. 2 objects, 8 meters square. 3 objects, 12 meters square. 4 objects, 16 meters square. 5 objects, 20 meters square. So you simply have to divide 100 by 4, 25. So 25 objects can be painted. 25 into 4, 100 meters square. Let me tell you about volume. Let me tell you about volume. Now, supposing there is a room. There's a room whose volume is, say, 1000 meter cube. 1000 meter cube. There's a room whose total volume is 1000 meter cube. And you have many identical boxes. You have many identical boxes, each of which will take up a volume is a space in that room. Each box will take up a space or volume of you say 25 meter cube. Okay, so there is a room whose volume is 1000 meter cube. When you place the boxes, when you place one box in the room, it will take up a space of 25 meter cube. Another box, another 25 meter cube. Another box. So you'll stack them up. You'll put them one over the other. You'll put them one over like this. So what is the maximum number of boxes that can be stacked in this room? The total volume of the room is 1000 meter cube. Each box, see, it can be cubical, cuboidal, leave that. So each box will take up a volume of 25 meter cube. So how many boxes can you arrange in this room? What will be the maximum number of boxes that can be arranged? Yeah, I heard it, but can I get it again? 40. So you can place 40, maximum of 40. So it's not that you have to place 40. Maximum 40 such boxes you can stack in this room. So see there, volume by volume, that big volume by the small volume. Big volume is the area of the volume of the room, the total volume available, volume of the room, by the smaller volume, that is the volume of one small box. So why for a number we say volume by volume is because when you divide, see the units also will get cancelled. So the answer will not have any unit, is equal to 40. That's why I said to get a number, it is volume by volume or area by area. The units also will get cancelled. When you divide volume by area, you will get some length. When you divide volume by area, you will get some length, because volume will be like in meter cubed and area is in meter square. So meter square, meter cube. So there's 1 meter left. So the answer will be some length. It can be length, it can be breadth or height. Something in meter it will be. The answer will be something in meter. So when you have to find a number, it'll either be area by area. So because area by area, because say it's centimeter square by centimeter square, some answer in centimeter square by some other answer in centimeter square, some number here, some number here. So centimeter square cancels. So this number by number will give you only one number without any unit. Okay. So in question number 4, we don't have to find the area that can be painted with the paint, because that's given straight away. What total area can be painted with the paint is given. The volume of the paint is not given. Whether there is 1 liter of paint, 2 liters of paint, that is not given. But how much area can be painted? 9.375 meters square. So that area by area of 1 brick, the total area that can be painted by the area of 1 brick will give you the number of bricks. And remember that the numerator and the denominator in a particular calculation, all the values must be in the same unit. So the numerator is in meter square, but in the denominator, the dimensions are all given in meters or centimeters. So for the denominator, you will get answer in centimeter square, while in the numerator, the values in meter square. So let's convert meter square to centimeter square. The denominator is in centimeter square, so let that remain. The denominator is in centimeter square, let that remain. Because why in centimeter square? Because length, breadth, height, all given in centimeter. So that area will be in centimeter square. While in the numerator, we have the area in meter square. But you cannot do this division. Both the numerator and the denominator must be in the same unit. Meter or centimeter, whatever, same unit everywhere. In one particular calculation, everything should be in the same unit. Okay, so the numerator meter square, how do we convert it to centimeter square? So it's like this. Now, for example, when we say 2 meters square, let me take a simpler example. Now, when you have to convert 2 meters to centimeters, what would you do? How do you convert 2 meters to centimeters?
You multiply by 100.
Multiply by 100. To convert meter to centimeter, you multiply by 100. To convert centimeter to meter?
Divide by 100.
Multiply by 1 by 100.
Oh yeah, multiply by 1 by 100. Millimeter, centimeter, decimeter, meter, decameter, hectometer, kilometer. When you're converting upwards, multiply. downwards divide. Children, I'll just have some water and get back. All right, children. So now, supposing there's a rectangle or a rectangular plot, say 6 meters by 4 meters. All right, the area will be 6 into 4, 24 meters square. Now we must remember that in 24, there are two values in meters. There is 6 in meters. There is 4 also in meters. So you have to convert 6 to centimeter. You'll have to convert the 6 meters to centimeters. So it will be 600 centimeters. And you'll have to convert 4 meters to centimeters, which is 400 centimeters. Let me clear the slide and do it again. Class, use the emoji, raise your hand. Shivani, Shri, Kanishka, Shreyas, Sangamitra, Ananya, Nikita, Arav, Vasudevan, Satvika, Tarun, Ishwaran. All right. Children, if you miss any class, kindly take 2-3 minutes to text me. Some of you did not take up last session, the last class on Saturday or Sunday. Please take that 2-3 minutes time to text me the reason why you couldn't join the class, because I know that you finished your exams at school. Still you did not join the class. Would like to know from you. All right, children. Yeah, so 6 meters by 4 meters. Area 24 meters square. 24 meters square. Supposing we find area in centimeter square, so then it will be 6 meters. 6 meters into 4 meters. 6 meters being 600 centimeters. 4 meters being 400 centimeters. So the area is 6 fours are 24, followed by 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros centimeters square. So when we have to convert meter square to centimeter square, we must understand that there are 2 values in meters here, each of which is to be multiplied by 100. Now this answer 24, or this area of 24 meters square, has 2 numbers in meters, 6 meters, 4 meters. There are 2 numbers. 24 meters square has 2 values in meters, each of which has to be converted to centimeter. So 24 meters square is a product of 6 meters and 4 meters. To convert 6 meters to centimeter, multiply by 100. 4 meters to centimeters, multiply by 100. So which means to convert 24 meters square to centimeter square, you need to multiply by 200s. Not 200, 200s. Whatever you have to do it 2 times, that's all. You know that to convert meter to centimeter, to convert meter to centimeter, you will have to multiply by 100. That we know. Meter square to centimeter square, do that 2 times. Whatever you do it 2 times. Meter cubed to centimeter cubed, do it 3 times. So into 100, into 100, into 100. Whatever action you're going to do it 2 times, 3 times, depending meter square to centimeter square, meter cubed to centimeter cubed. Because 24 meters square has, I've worked it here for you. I've worked it here. 24 meters square has 6 meters and 4 meters in it. To convert this to centimeter into 100, this to centimeter again into 100. So you're multiplying by 100 2 times. And this will be the area. So 24 meters square to centimeter square. How will you convert meter to centimeter? Multiply by 100. Meter square to centimeter square, do 2 times. So 24 should be multiplied by 100 two times, and then the unit will be changed to centimeter square. So see here 24 followed by 40 centimeter square. That's why we multiply the numerator with 200s. 100 two times. Meter square to centimeter square. Into 100 into 100. Because meter to centimeter we multiply by 100. Meter square to centimeter square, do it two times. Okay, so number is area by area. Number is area by area. The numerator area and the denominator area must be in the same unit. And we prefer to have in the smaller of the two units. So when you compare meter square and centimeter square, or meter and centimeter, we know centimeter is a smaller unit. So we convert meter square to centimeter square so that we can multiply and convert. There's a choice here. You choose to convert meter square to centimeter square, because to convert meter to centimeter, we have to multiply by 100, not divide, no? So you would like to multiply than to divide. So we'll convert meter square to centimeter square by multiplying by 100 two times. The denominator is already in centimeter square because all the values are in centimeters. Calculation is what is very important. You need to multiply the right things, add the right things. So 2 into LB, 2 into L, 2 of, you need to multiply L and B, B and H, L and H. Now we have three sums here. Three products. We have these three products. These three products must be added. They must be added and then multiplied by 2. So see here, this product is here 225. This product is here 75. This product is here 168.75. The sum, you should add these three, 225, 75 and 168.75. Add these three and then multiply by 2, which gives you 937.5. The numerator is 93750. Division 100 bricks. Number is always area by area or volume by volume. So here area by area. The bigger one, the bigger area by the smaller one. So the total area that can be painted by area of one brick, 1 unit. Am I audible, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So 9.375 is in meter square. We convert that to centimeter square by multiplying by 100 two times. So see here, 9, this is in meter square. When you multiply by 100 two times, meter square is converted to centimeter square. In the denominator, LBH are all in centimeters. So this answer is already in centimeter square. In the denominator, since L, B and H are all given in centimeter, this answer will be in centimeter square. This area will be in centimeter square. Okay, that's one thing. So the numerator and the denominator. Yeah, just give me 1 minute. Let me finish it. So the numerator and the denominator must be in the same unit. That's important. And the preference is when we have meter square and centimeter square, we like to convert meter square to centimeter square, because meter to centimeter conversion is multiplying by 100. So it's easy to multiply than to divide. Yes, Shreyas.
Ma'am, in second step, ma'am,
Yeah.
If we directly substitute the values, ma'am, and we get 937.5, ma'am, then we are converting into centimeter square. No, ma'am.
Okay, which one to centimeter square? The denominator.
Ma'am, in the third step, we are converting, ma'am, 9.375 into 100 into 100 centimeters square.
Yeah, correct.
Ma'am, here,
Yeah.
ma'am, if we multiply it to 100, we get 937.5, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
Then we can cancel both the 937.5. We directly get the 100 bricks, no, ma'am. So that last two steps would wouldn't be needed, no.
Oh, really? Actually, I'm not getting you. Can you share your working on WhatsApp, Shreyas?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah, please do that. Yeah. Let me just get my phone. I haven't still got it, Shreyas.
Ma'am, I'm sending.
Nine 9.375 by 937.5. How did you get, without working, how did you get the denominator as 937.5? You have not substituted the values of LB, BH, and LH. How did you?
37.5, no, ma'am.
No. See, the denominator you have not calculated at all. No, directly you've written.
So I got 937.
So how did you get 937.5? No, there is no alternate to this, Shreyas. You have to answer this question for that. How did you directly write 937.5 in the denominator? It's all the same. I don't think you have a doubt there. Okay, children. So this is what it is. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Similar situations, next class will be taking up a test during the meeting, not in the portal. During the meeting, we'll be taking up a test based on similar situations. Nothing, no deviation, similar situations. So don't really work too hard to work, lots from here and there. Just stick to this. If you've understood this exercise clearly, that is enough. That should be sufficient preparation for the test. Just
Okay,
go
ma'am.
through the same sums. Just go through the same sums. If you've understood every aspect of the answers, then you're good to go for the test. Okay. Not taken a picture, please take a picture. This is the first one. Second one. Five is simple, so I'm not explaining that. Direct application of the formula. So in the sixth question, fifth one is simple, children. I'm sure you can manage. The sixth one, a small indoor greenhouse is made entirely of glass panes. A small indoor greenhouse, in brackets you can see herbarium. A small indoor greenhouse is made entirely of glass panes, including the base. Including the base. That is, glass panes are used all over to construct this greenhouse. And how are the glass panes held? Now, when you make a building using cement and bricks, the bricks are kept together by the cement, that mixture of cement and other things, which is called the mortar. So there's a mixture which is splashed. The bricks are arranged and there's a mixture of cement, sand and whatever which is splashed on the bricks to bind the bricks together. So here we know we need 6 glass panes. 6 glass panes to build this herbarium. How will you hold the glasses together? They are held. The edges are fastened with tape. You can see that. The edges are fastened with tape, TAP, tape. A small indoor herbarium, a small indoor greenhouse, which is a herbarium, is made entirely of glass panes using glass, including the base. Even the base is made of glass, held together with tape. The 6 glass surfaces, they are held together with tape. Now you can see the length, breadth, and the height of the herbarium given there. The length, breadth, and the height of the herbarium is given there. It's cuboidal. The length, breadth, and height is given. Now the question is, what is the area of the glass? What is the area of the glass? See, when nothing is mentioned, simply area of the glass. That means wherever glass is used, all that area you have to find. So there's nothing like, it's not clear if it is CSA or TSA, whether it is curved surface area or total surface area. No, area of glass means where all glass is used, all that area you have to find. And we know that glass is used to make all the 6 surfaces. All the 6 surfaces. Is made entirely of glass panes. Is made entirely of glass panes, including the base. Everywhere glass is used. Glass is used everywhere. So you'll have to find the area of the glass is nothing but the total surface area of the glass, because glass is used everywhere. So the total surface area, you'll have to find the area of 6 surfaces. 6 glass surfaces. It's cuboid. It's a cuboid. So 2 of LB plus BH plus LH is the formula. You can see it. I've not written the formula. I've substituted the value straight away. Area of glass is equal to 2 of LB plus BH plus LH. Because glass is used all over. So that works to 4,250 centimeters square, because all the values are given in centimeter. Now the next question is, how much of tape is needed for all the 12 edges? See, when we discuss the formulae for different solids, volume, area and all that, I've also told you about the number of edges in a cuboid. And there we have seen this formula. The length of the tape required is equal to the length of all the 12 edges, which is 4L plus 4V plus 4H. Go back to the formula, you'll see this there. The length of all the 12 edges will be 4L plus 4B plus 4H. When you take 4 common, it is 4 of L plus B plus H. So the length of the tape required is 4 of L plus B plus H. Substitute the values. LBH is given. The order is important. See, the 3 numbers will always be given in the order length, breadth and height. Always. If there are 3 numbers in a row, they stand for L, B and H, not L, H, not L, H and B or some other order. Always L, B, H. All right, so the length of the tape required is equal to 4 of L plus B plus H. Substitute L, B and H and you can see 320 centimeters. So this length of tape is required to bind all the edges together. See, there will be wastage and all that. That's nothing is mentioned. So this is the length of all the edges exactly. Then you might need a little extra. And that extra we'll know only if it is given. How much extra needed should be given to us. So supposing it's given that, you know, some 5 centimeter of tape extra will be needed for cutting and this and that, you should add that 5 centimeter extra. The length of the tape required, you should add that. Okay, we'll do that when we get a question like that. But if the wastage is given, you should add the wastage to 320. 320 plus 5 wastage, so 325. So the total length of the tape you need will be 325 centimeters. 5 centimeter will be wasted and 320 will be used all over. I'm not explaining much about the length of the tape needed because I've already explained this when we saw these among the formulae under cube and cuboid. Okay, I'll not read the question. I'm just explaining the answer first and then I'll read the question for you. So in question number 7, the dimensions of 2 boxes, one big box and one small box, has been given to us. You can see the dimensions there. Big box, length, breadth and height 25, 25. Small box, length, breadth and height 15, 12 and 5, all in centimeters. Now to make this big box, cardboard is used all over. Okay. To make this big box, one big box, cardboard is used all over, everywhere, all the 6 faces. So the TSA, I told you, I'll read the question for you children. Let's just see what's happening here. Big box dimensions given, small box dimensions given. Okay. Where is now these boxes are made of cardboard. These boxes are made of cardboard. And you know that it's a box, the cardboard will be used all over. It's given in the question also. Simply listen to me. It will be clear when I read the question. The cardboard, this material cardboard is used all over. So what is the TS, total surface area of one big box? 2 of LB plus BH plus LH, that formula. And this is the answer. Now you have to make 250 boxes like this. So the total area of cardboard needed for 250 boxes will be 250 into this number. This is the area of one box. The total surface area of one box into 250 will give us the total surface area of 250 boxes. Now in the question, it's also given that 5% of the total surface area is needed extra for the, whatever, for wastage, folding, this and that. 5% extra is needed. See, if you want to make 250 boxes of each of these dimensions, this exact area is not sufficient. You need 5% extra. And that will go off in wastage and all that. And only then you will have sufficient material to make 250 boxes. It's given in the question that 5% of the TSA, it's given like this, 5% of the TSA is needed extra. This is the TSA of 250 boxes. It's given that this is not sufficient. You need 5% of the TSA extra. So let us find % of the TSA. So cardboard required extra. Extra cardboard required is given 5% of the TSA. So 5% of this total surface area. 5% means 5 by 100. Off means into this area, which is 18125 centimeters square. So that means in all, to make 250 big boxes, you need this number plus this number. That's the total area of cardboard you need. This value, please see the pointer, this value plus this value. Totally you need this to make 250 big boxes. 250 big boxes. These are the dimensions of the big box. Total surface area formulas 2 of LB plus BH plus LH. And this is the total surface area of one box. Like this, you have to make wide total surface area because the material cardboard is used all over. So total surface area. So that is for one box. What about for 250 boxes? 250 into 1450, which is this value. But this much of cardboard is not sufficient. You need 5% of TSA extra. So what is that 5% of TSA? And that amounts to this value. So the total area of cardboard needed will be this number plus this number. That will be the total area of cardboard needed for making 250 big boxes. So that's what you see here, actual area of cardboard. Next, the rate is given. If you want to buy 1 centimeter, if you want to buy 1000 centimeters square, if you want to buy, it's given in the question, if you want to buy 1000 centimeters square of cardboard, the rate is 4 rupees. For 1000, this is what the shopkeeper tells you. For 1000 centimeters square, you have to pay 4 rupees. For every 1000 centimeters square, 4 rupees. 4 rupees is for 1000 centimeters square. So when you divide 4 by 1000, you will get for 1 centimeter square, the rate for 1 centimeter square. See children, 4 rupees is for 1000 centimeters square. So when you divide 4 by 1000, you will get you will get the rate for 1 centimeter square. 4 rupees for 1000. For one, how much? 4 rupees is for 1000 centimeter square. See, like 50 chocolates are divided among 5 children. So for one, how much? 10 chocolates. Whatever is the denominator, denominator is for 5 children. No, when you divide by 5, you'll get for 1 children. The denominator is 1000. So this is for 1000 centimeter square. When you divide by 1000, you'll get for 1 centimeter square. The denominator is 1000. When you divide by 1000, you'll get for 1 centimeter square. 4 rupees is for 1000 centimeter square. So for 1 centimeter square, what is the rate? 4 by 1000. You can take a bigger number. So sometimes we don't understand. No, when I repeat the same thing, it's like, no, I still don't understand. Why should you divide? Take a bigger value. Now, if I say it's 50 rupees, if I say it is 50 rupees for 10 meter square, it's 50 rupees for 10 meter square. So if I divide 50 by 10, okay, so it is 5 rupees per meter square. You can just take an example like that to understand better. So you need to take 2-3 examples like that till it's registered, you know. Just take a different example, like 4 rupees for 1000 meter square, you know, 1000 meter square. You take a different example, take bigger numbers to understand. So like 400 rupees. 400 rupees for 100 meter square. Let's do this. For 100 meter square, 400 rupees. No, I want for 1 meter square. 400 rupees for 100 meter square. So for 1 meter square, it will be 400 by 100. When you divide by 100 meter square, you will get per meter square. So 4 rupees. Rupees 4. It's rupees 4 per meter square. Yeah, no, rupees 4 for 1 meter square. So for 100 meter square, it will be 4 into 100, 400. So simply divide, that's all. Now what you understand is, if it is given for 1000 meter square, just divide 4 by 1000, will give for 1 meter square. So this is the rate for 1 meter square. 4 by 1000 is the rate for 1 meter square. Into this much you should actually buy. You must buy so much. To buy 1 meter square, you'll have to spend this. No, but I have to buy so many centimeter square. This is for 1 centimeter square. So then for so many centimeter square, it will be the product, which is what you see here. So the first part is about finding the TSA of 1 box, then TSA of 250 boxes. Then finding that extra you need 5% of TSA is needed extra. Finding 5% of children, we are not memorizing anything. I'll read the question for you. It's very lengthy, so I didn't want to spend time reading the question. Next, we found 5% of the TSA. That extra you need, you know. Then we found the total. How much actually we need? The TSA and the extra will be the total, you know, amount of cardboard which we need to buy. Then now you're in the shop. You have calculated how much you have to buy. Now you're in the shop. How much you'll spend? So that area into rate will give you the total cost. Rate is 4 rupees for 1000 centimeter square. So 4 by 1000 for 1 centimeter square. Rate into the area will be the total cost. So this is what is for 1 small big box. Repeat that for 1 small box. See, you can see it here. Find the TSA of 1 small box. Then find the TSA of 250, because you want to make 250 big boxes. You want to make 250 small boxes. So the area of all the 250 small boxes. This is the area of 1 one small box. This is the area of one small box. This is the area of 250 small boxes. 5% extra. So 5% of this is the area of 250 boxes. So for all the 250 boxes, 5% extra. So 5% means 5 by 100. Off means into. This is the extra amount of cardboard you need. So the actual amount of cardboard needed is the total surface area. This one. Plus the extra, this one, plus the extra. Which is this. Now, if you want to buy so much, you need to buy so much. That is 165375 to make 250 small boxes. How much you have to spend? Into 4 by 1000. The rate is the same. You're making bigger and smaller boxes using the same variety of cardboard. So the rate is the same for both because it's the same cardboard. Using the same thing, same quality for small and big boxes. Just that the boxes are small and big. The rate is the same. So 4 into 4 by 100,000. And then the total cost. Add the two to find the total cost. Now I'm reading the question for you. Shanti Sweets Stall. Shanti Sweets Stall was placing an order. So the sweet stall, it's placing an order. So the sweet stall will make sweets, but it will not. It will not manufacture or make the boxes. Boxes they'll order it from a factory or an industry which makes boxes. Sweet stall, they'll make sweets there. So Shanti Sweet Stall was placing an order for making, not for making sweets, for making cardboard boxes for packing their sweets. Okay, so they are placing this particular sweet stall is placing an order for making cardboard boxes for packing their sweets. 2 sizes of boxes were required. Am I audible, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Use the emoji. Lower your hand, children. Somewhere already lowered, I think. Shreyas.
Ma'am,
Okay.
cannot lower my hand.
All right. Okay, so 2 sizes of boxes were required. The bigger of dimensions given to you. Tell me the dimensions from what I've worked here. What are the dimensions of the big box, children? Please read from the screen. Dimensions of the big box.
25 centimeter, 20 centimeter, and 5 centimeter, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Kanishka. And what about the dimensions of the small box?
15 centimeter, 12 centimeter, and 5 centimeter, ma'am.
Did you read from the book or from the presentation?
From the presentation, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Kanishka. That's what I wanted. All right. So for all the now that's what is given. So sweet stall needs cardboard boxes to pack their sweets. They want 2 sizes, one big box, one small, not one. They want 2 types of boxes. Big boxes and small boxes. Dimensions given to you. 5% for all the overlaps. You can see, no, sweet boxes made of cardboard, there are overlaps. So for all the overlaps, 5% of the total surface area is needed extra. For all the overlaps, 5% of the total surface area is required extra. See, of the total surface area, 5% of the total surface area is given to us. If the cost of the cardboard is rupees, see, I told you rate and cost, they'll exchange, it will be used interchangeably. Here, because it's given for 1000 centimeters square, they've used cost. If the cost of the cardboard is rupees 4 for 1000 centimeters square, find the cost of cardboard required for supplying 250 boxes of each kind. So each kind, 250 big boxes, 250 small boxes. So we first find the TSA of one box. For both, for big and small box, the procedure is the same. So for the big box, what did we do? TSA of one box, TSA of 250 boxes, then 5% extra, 5% of the TSA extra. Then we add the TSA and that extra to find the total area of cardboard needed. And that area into the rate, that 4 by 1000 will give you the cost. Repeat that for the small box and the two answers, the two costs, when you add, you'll get the total cost. So only when you work this, children, so we'll take up the same questions in the next class. I told you, because only when you work, you will realize if you clearly understood. So please work all these answers by the next class on Saturday. And we'll also take up a test on that day so that you can double check if you really understood. Now, when you complete these in your classwork, you should be able to evaluate if you've understood or not. And the test on Saturday, based on similar situations, not the same, you can double check. You can get your doubts also clarified that day. Take a screenshot. You can also see an alternate method for this answer that I want you to understand yourself. The total cost, the answer ends there. The total cost is 2,184 rupees. Alternate method, understand yourself. We'll discuss that in the next class because I think it's too much for today's class. You don't have to work exercise 13.2. The examples before this I have not still prepared, so I have not prepared the PPT, so I did not do them today. I'll keep it ready by the next class and we'll discuss example 1 and 2 also before this exercise. Example 1, 2, yeah, 1 and 2. We'll see them in the next class. Now, question number 8, children, I'm not reading the question for you, but I'll tell you what it is. So, have you taken the screenshots, children? Shall I move on to the 8th one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so there is a car. There's a car, and the owner of the car wants to make a box-like structure to cover the car. Say it's parked in the car park, and to cover the car. This person wants to make a box-like structure using this material called tarpaulin. Tarpaulin is a material like canvas which is used to make canvas shoes. You wear, white shoes, school shoes, white shoes, canvas. That's a material. Tarpaulin is a material. So this person wants to make a box-like structure to cover her or his car, which is parked in the parking lot. Now clearly this and she wants to make a box like structure, and the front face, of this box will be a flap kind of. She can lift it. Otherwise, it's difficult to, cover the car with the box like structure. So the front face will be such that she can lift it. It will not be stitched in the sides. It'll be a flap kind of, which can be lifted. Clearly, a cuboid has 6 faces. A cuboid has 6 faces. This box-like structure is cuboidal. Box-like structure meaning cuboidal. But this particular, cover which is to be made for a car cannot have 6 faces. Because tarpaulin cannot be used, tarpaulin will not be needed for the base on the floor. She's not going to lift her car and put it inside the box. The car is on the floor. So she needs to make a box with 5 faces. The 4 side faces and the top face. The bottom need not be covered with tarpaulin. The bottom of the box, she's not going to lift the car and put it inside the box. She's just going to cover the car with the box. So which means the base of for the base, tarpaulin is not needed. For the 4 walls and the top, the roof of the box, the 4 side, that is the curved surface area of the box and the area of the top have to be made with tarpaulin. So for this question, the area of tarpaulin needed will be the curved surface area of the box plus the area of the tarpaulin needed for the top, not for the bottom, because bottom, you should imagine that it will be like this, and the car which is parked here. So this is the car, this is the floor. Here there is no tarpaulin. Here there is no tarpaulin. This box, so box-like structure. This front will be a flap. You can lift it. You can just lift it. This front face, this flap, you can just lift it up. Only then she can, cover the car with the box-like structure. Otherwise, she has to lift the box and put it on the car. Imagine that. You have to visualize that. If there's no flap, then she has to lift that box and put it on the car. So there's a flap, so she can easily cover the car with the box-like structure. The tarpaulin is not needed on the floor for the 4 walls of the box and the top. So it is the curved surface area 2h into L plus B plus the area of the top LB. So here where we could go wrong, is this is 2h into L plus B. 2h, that last number is h. 2h, here we go wrong sometimes. If you substitute this value incorrectly, your answer will go wrong. When it is L plus B, it's okay, it's L plus B. This value is the height, 2h. That last number is the height. 2h into L plus B plus LB. So 47 centimeters square. All right, children, with this we finished the first exercise in your textbook, exercise 13.1. We'll do the examples in the next class. Please come prepared for a test in the next class on Saturday. All right, children, so that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. You may leave the meeting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good night.